What a happy St. Patrick's Day, because look at the quality of that. Doctor Who The Collection Season 9 is finally in my hot and sweaty mitts. I am going to unbox this thing to within an inch of its life. We'll look at the front and back covers, the spine, everything inside, including the booklet and each and every disc, and even the image behind the disc. 1, 2, 3, you ready? Yeah, we're going to do it all. My name's Jason Arnopp. I am the author of novels like The Last Days of Jack Sparks and Ghoster. I've also written Doctor Who fiction and non-fiction for Doctor Who magazine. Now, at the end of this video, once I've done the unboxing, I'm going to tell you which of the 5 serials of Season 9 is my favourite. And then I want to hear down in comments your voice telling me which is yours. Time to get inside this beast. Season 9 is of course the middle Pertwee season of the 5, and it's got some lovely stuff on. We'll flip this over in a minute and remind ourselves of what serials are on it. Let's have a look at the cover, because I haven't done a video that looks at this cover, and a lot of people have noticed that it looks kind of different from the other collection covers, and I do agree. The colours are a bit more, even though they're still lovely kind of pinks and purples, they're not quite as vibrant and rainbowy, for want of a better word, as some of the other covers. I do like the nice picture of Jon Pertwee with his hypnotizing device there. I'm pretty sure that's the technical term for what that is, and I won't be corrected in the comments at all. The hypnotizing device. Some nice monsters here as ever. Here's a mutant from the Mutants. I like the idea of having the Ogron and Sea Devil standing side by side here, two skinheads, a bit like the Mitchell brothers from TV's EastEnders. And here is Alpha Centauri, lovely classic character. And here's a character whose name I don't know, because guess what? I have never seen the Mutants or the Time Monster. Yeah, I know, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? You might think that since I've worked for Doctor Who magazine since about 2006, I should have seen every classic serial. And you might be right, but I haven't. And I kind of like that. In fact, I like that a lot, because it means there's always new pockets, or new to me pockets, of classic Doctor Who that I haven't seen yet. Now here, as you would expect, is the season number and the certificate. Most of the collection sets are rated 12, and it's much the same on the other spine. So let's get stuck into the meat of the back. The serials are as follows: Day of the Daleks, yeah. The Curse of Peladon, yes. The Sea Devils, yes. The Mutants, I have no idea. I get the impression that 6 episodes is generally deemed to be a bit much for this serial. And the Time Monster, I haven't seen that, as I just said, so I'm looking forward to watching these things. That's going to be amazing. And there's loads and loads of extras here. We've got 5 episodes of Behind the Sofa, Katie Manning going back to locations. I must admit, I'm not a huge fan of location special features. Are you? It's kind of like, yeah, here's the field where we blew up some Daleks. I know it's more interesting than that in practice. I do know that. But I was just generalising there to amuse you. Time and Atlantis, a brand new making of for the Time Monster, so that's really cool. I like it when they make a new making of. Michael E. Bryant at the helm. Yeah, look at Michael E. Bryant, the director of Michael E. Bryant's career. That'll probably involve a few boats, I reckon, because Michael likes a boat. The Fell guy, a look at Stuart Fell, the stuntman, of course, from Doctor Who. 5.1 surround sound for the Sea Devils. Movie length editions. Yeah, rare omnibus versions of Day of the Daleks and the Sea Devils. Convention footage, interviews with various people, including Nicholas Courtney and Terence Dix. Great. The BBC audiobook for The Curse of Peladon. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Archive treats, including previously unreleased vintage TV segments, the Blu-ray trailer, lovely stuff, PDF archive, and of course all the stuff that was on the DVDs, or at least I think so. I always assume that all the DVD stuff is present and correct, don't you? Let me know if you've heard anything recently, any examples of DVD extras not making their way to these box sets. That'd be interesting to talk about in comments. Off we go then. Oh, it's almost a shame to open these things. I always say this, they look like gorgeous cakes, don't they? Yeah. Oh, this gorgeous cake has had a bit of a ding in the post, but I don't mind, because the BBC are always kind enough to send me these box sets for free. Incidentally, that is why at the start of these videos, these unboxing videos, you see the words paid promotion in the top of the screen. It's a bit misleading, that paid promotion. YouTube requires you to to toggle that on, the paid promotion thing, when you receive something for free in order to make a video, which is the case, but that it can only have the words paid promotion, which suggests that I'm being paid as well to kind of give this, to have a good word for this box set, and that's not the case. This video is not sponsored in any way by BBC Studios. I'm just very grateful to them for sending me this box set so I can open it up and show it to you. Right, we've got this out, we've seen all this stuff, so what we need to do now is this classic moment. Give it a little bit of a shake. Oh, hold on, we need to see what's on the back of it, don't we? Yes, we do. Let's have a look at the back first, because that's the bit we really want to see. Yes. Now, I believe this is probably from, is this from the Time Monster? Is this from something that I don't know about? Let me know in comments. As always, it's always great to have you fill in the gaps in my knowledge and understanding of Doctor Who. It really is. I really like that, because this isn't a channel where I pretend to know everything about Doctor Who. This is a channel where I have a lot of passion for Doctor Who and get excited about stuff and get obsessed with stuff. That's what the channel name is, after all. Jason Arnopp's terrifying House of Obsession. Ooh. Now, we're all dying to get in there, aren't we? But we're going to look at the discs first. Let's go. So, Day of the Daleks, Pertwee and Manning. Classic. Oh, there's a Dalek on the second disc for Day of the Daleks, and this disc, it says here, contains the omnibus and special edition versions of Day of the Daleks. So I guess there's 3 versions essentially of Day of the Daleks on this set. Now that's pretty cool. The Curse of Peladon. Here's the third Doctor having a bit of an old chinwag with his old mate Arcturus. He's a bit of a wrong in that Arcturus. I'm not sure if I trust him. Never trust a head in a tank. That's what I say. I think that's a rule to live by. What do you reckon? Yeah? The Sea Devils. I like the way that this makes it look like the two of them are standing side by side and the Sea Devil has given Joe a bit of a quizzical glance. Yes. It's interesting that the different stories each have their individual, or the individual discs have their individual ratings as well. So the first disc for the Sea Devils is PG, and the second one is 12. I guess that probably relates to, because these discs are rated for the special features content as well as the actual main feature. So I guess that is probably, maybe it's something in Behind the Sofa. Maybe someone says bloomin' flip or something like that. Oh yeah, there's a bit of classic Doctor Who sonic screwdriver action, I'm saying. Lovely imagery there in the background. That's so 70s. And here we are with the mutants. I've never seen this person before. Who is that? Well, I guess I'm going to find out. I like the mutants actually. They look pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, kind of standard Doctor Who monsters in many ways, and I guess they probably don't do that much apart from lock people up in cells and provide moments for the end of cliffhangers in the early episodes. But there's a lot of design going on there. I think they look pretty cool. They look like some kind of insects that I can't quite bring to mind at the moment, and that's a bit irritating. But never mind. Oh yeah. Here we are with the Time Monster. I forgot the Master was in the Time Monster, although he's basically in everything in Pertwee's era, isn't he? Yeah, the Master gets about a bit. Look at them standing back to back. Marvellous. And oh, we get a teasing, an absolutely tantalising glimpse of yellow, red and orange in the back there. What's the back image going to be? I missed out a disc last time on the season 2 box set and I didn't look at the back image, so I apologise for that. I think I did a community post, or I hope I did anyway, showing you that image. Time Monster with this character whose name I absolutely know and I just don't care to say. Now looks like the glue has come adrift here already on these dots here on the back, but it seems alright, it's okay. Right, 1, 2, 3, are you ready? Let's look at this together. Oh yeah, you know, you can't say fairer than that, can you? A bit of Pertwee with the old yellows and rusty reds and oranges. Oh yeah, the classic oranges and lemons Pertwee image. Right, we're done and dusted then. Thank you for joining me. No, I am just teasing you, aren't I? We are now going to open this up, and I think in all these unboxings, I've yet to work out a really elegant way to open this up and take the things out and while holding it like this. Anyway, whoa, look at that, eh? Right, that's a lovely picture of the Doctor there and Joe in a tunnel. Looks a bit like they're in the talons of Wen Chiang, doesn't it? Being chased by a giant rat. And here we go. We're going to look at the TARDIS because I'm not going to save it till last because that would be too mean. Here we go. Yes. Okay, I'm going to put this down, I think. Out of the way, Dalek, please. Now I can zoom in on this with the magic of my editing technology. Future editing me, please zoom in now. Thanks, mate. I really appreciate that. You did a great job. Yeah, you're not so bad, you. A nice lectern. It's been so long since I saw these stories, with the possible exception of The Curse of Peladon, that I can't remember the relevance of this, or this in fact. But what a lovely TARDIS interior. Very nice. Roundels a bit like large china bowls embedded in the wall, in my opinion. Nothing wrong with large china bowls embedded in the wall. That's what I'm saying. What do you think of that? I want to hear in comments, any comments that you have about this whole set, whether it's the actual contents of the discs or this packaging. More exciting products. Oh, there is a lot of stuff here. Oh yeah, the audiobooks, yeah. I guess they've put The Curse of Peladon on this set as quite a nice bit of promo for the audiobook range, which is a lovely range, and I really like that the covers keep the Target artwork, the Target Books artwork. And it's also, you know, a win for us because we get a free audio, essentially get a free audiobook on this set. Let's have a look at this beautiful booklet, which is always very nice. Oh God, look at that! I've given you a crafty look at the back of it. A couple of BBC TV promo shots there. It looks like, yeah. So these booklets are always so pro and glossy and delightful. And of course, one of the main differences between the limited editions of these sets, which is this edition, and the standard editions of the sets, is that this booklet is not included. There's a few bits of this kind of stuff in there, but it's kind of bare bones what's on the discs type information, whereas this has a lovely text overview and obviously pictures as well of the whole season, followed by bits on the development of each story. And here we go. I kind of wish when I tried to watch one of the featurettes on season 2, I had a bit of a hard time finding it. I'm not sure if there's a better way that the information can be presented in these booklets. Sometimes it can be a bit hard to find specific things you want to watch, but I'm not entirely sure what the answer is, because there's a lot of stuff on these sets as well, isn't there? Right, here's the Doctor tied to a table by a rather flimsy looking thing that looks a bit like he could just slide his way out from underneath, like some kind of horizontal limbo dancer. But maybe his legs are tied, let's say that. I'm sure they are. There's a nice bit of a bit of Hartnell and Troughton there. This is from Day of the Daleks, obviously. Some nice photos, some lovely Daleks. Doctor trying to hypnotise a Dalek. Don't think that works very well. And this character whose name absolutely escapes me. It's been a while since I saw Day of the Daleks. And The Curse of Peladon. Here's old Alpha again. Oh, that's nice. I must admit, this looks so nice, this artwork, that I wish this had been a full page. I think this looks like it deserves a full page because there's a lot going on there. In a booklet, it looks a bit like it's been a bit squandered. Yeah, a little bit squandered. Curse of Peladon is such a monster mash, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, Sea Devils, here we go. There's the Master and Thingamajig. Yeah, I totally remember that character's name. Probably Professor something, that's my opinion. That's a good shot, isn't it? That's a classic Doctor Who and a monster shot. The Michael E. Bryant documentary is on this disc 5, as is the Stuart Fell documentary. That really is a classic. Is that the best name for a stuntman ever? Stuart Fell? That's great. As is this iconic scene. Look at them. I bet those actors were freezing cold, but don't they just look absolutely great? Sacrificing their future fertility, perhaps, for the sake of Doctor Who. Oh, that's a nice image there. That's a very big helmet, isn't it? Yes. Size of the moon. Oh, that's nice. John Pertwee looks a little bit like Tom Baker there. At first I thought that was Tom Baker. Do you see that? Yeah. That's a lovely bit of artwork. That mutant looks great. Oh, actually, there's a documentary here that I didn't see. It wasn't listed on the back. It's a diversity documentary examining racial diversity in Doctor Who. Now, that would be an interesting watch. Oh, there he is. Look at that character whose name I've no idea. He looks very tall, and his hands are very far apart. He's got very long arms. Is his name perhaps Darius Longarm? No? No. Just a guess. Just a guess. Oh, so much stuff. Here's the Master holding up an unorthodox sex aid that never quite caught on. Not even in the 70s. Here he is with it again, and now you can see why it never caught on. And there's the Doctor and Joe, and having a big old chat and some lovely vinyl records. No, my brain just sees vinyl records, but in fact I think they're the portals, aren't they? They look a bit like a big old china dish. Yes. Oh yes, here's the Doctor about to do a bit of the old Venusian Aikido on the Sea Devil. And there's that character whose name I've got no idea of. Honestly, you learn so much from these videos, don't you? You bet you're writing all of this down, all this info I'm giving you that you never knew. You never knew that I never knew that character's name. Now then, what's my favourite serial on this box set? I'm finally going to tell you. It is The Curse of Peladon. And I'm going to tell you why in probably the next video I'll make, in which I'm going to tell you 10 things to love about The Curse of Peladon, and then one thing that I don't like so much. If you like the idea of that, then encourage me by saying so in comments, and I'll make that next video as soon as I can. Get down in comments please and tell me your favourite thing about the inner/outer packaging of this box set, and also tell me what you're most looking forward to among the special features. If you liked this video, then please hit like and also hit the bell symbol to make sure you don't miss any future videos. Subscribing will also help that process a great deal. As we've seen, there are a lot of Sea Devils inside this box, which means you might enjoy this video I made previously about the history of the Sea Devils. Please enjoy!